The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Long before the sects divided, there was the enveloping darkness. It was in this dark humanity learned to trust the light, to run from shadows, and most importantly, to fear.
Brutality and superstition walked hand in hand in this dark time, but also hope. Hope that the heroes of this age could hold back the monsters and illuminate the path through the shadows.
The children of Cain are no different. Some run from the shadows, some turn to the light, and some become the monsters of legend passed down from one hearth to another.
Their story is one of loss, one of struggle, and one of death. For what can survive in the wake of those that cannot die?
This is what it means to be a myth made flesh. This is what it means to be a vampire in the Dark Ages.
Welcome to our Vampire Dark Ages stream. We here at McStabber Studios understand that some of the subjects that come up during this chronicle are problematic by modern standards. Our goal is to handle these kinds of situations in a manner that does not directly or indirectly glorify these kinds of actions. While we understand that we are playing in a world of monsters, that does not mean we must be the monsters ourselves. Please also be aware, none of our cast are experts in history. That means there will be some deviations between the real world timeline and the vampiric world. You can go ahead and chalk that up to the Cainite influence on the mortals around them. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy our story. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios' Vampire Dark Ages Glimpses of History. The year is 1314, and I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I am Mama McStabber, and I am playing Saint Olga of Kiev, equal to the apostles and blessed great princess.
I'm just Peregrine Gwyn Sullivan of, the Assamites, and I'm pretending to be a toy, or I'm not all fancy and all. Oh, I'm Junior Vanish.
We're slap happy tonight. Hello, my name is Maddox, and I will be playing Snatcher of Clan Nosferatu.
Hello, everybody. I am the Reverend Sarkhan, and I get to play Agustin de la Cruz tonight of Clan La Sombra.
First of all, welcome back, Augustine. It's good to have you back at the table this week. Always good to have the full table here, or at least the full table for the season. When we were last with this group, Vladislav showed up to ask them to help him out with a problem with a venture that was demanding tribute in the name of the Hungarian Empire. And this group deciding, well, he would make a good ally to vassal. Actually, vassal is an actual perfect term for that, given the Dark Ages. He would make a fine vassal to add to their stable there, to add to their domain. They decided to help him out, and so they went to deal with this Ventru, who turned out to be a little bit more than they thought. And along the way, they met Augustus, the gargoyle, and even found out about the mistress of gargoyles. But where we're picking up tonight, they have finally returned back to their camp. The camp where Augustine has been watching the wagons. Their little side trip pretty much just caused about a 2-day delay, which you're about a day out anyway, so overall it's nothing major. But again, tonight the snow is coming down hard, which is still weird given this time of year. It's not supposed to snow this late in the year, but it is. It is not quite blizzard conditions. And the ground is definitely not frozen enough for it to become anything other than a slushy, snowy, muddy, nasty mess as the snow is coming down. And I turn it over to the players as the group has ridden back up into the camp where Augustine was watching guard.
Augustine will return.
Oh, all of you have come back. Very nice.
Yes, it was an adventure. So we went to take care of this issue. And en route to meeting with this Ventru to give the tribute, we met a gargoyle.
Maybe it is because there is no translation for this, but what is a gargoyle?
That is what the Tremere are doing to the Nosferatu, Gangrel, and Zamitzi they are capturing. Transforming them into giant stone creatures that are completely mind-controlled by them.
Oh, good. Good. Easy tasks to take care of.
Yes. Luckily, this one was just trying to reprimand us for veering off the path of the task, and we told him that if we did not handle this now, that it would delay our return once we retrieve their rogue magus.
Oh, it spoke words to you.
Oh, yes, it spoke.
Eloquently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Even told us of its mistress.
Oh, there is a lady in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Verstania.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not forgetting that name.
So we sent it back on its way because we told it if it kept delaying us, it would cause us to be even later with the delivery.
Good.
And proceeded to meet with the Ventru, which was not a Ventru.
Not in the slightest.
It was an illusion.
A fake Ventru.
Oh, completely fake. Like, once things happened, it disappeared. Completely.
One couldn't keep up their concentration.
Yes. There was I presume, young woman who was skilled with tricks like that. One of our kind.
Oh.
And she has people that she's been trying to feed. They are Romani. They are transient folk that travel often because they are seen as thieves and ne'er-do-wells, but they are just struggling to survive. So, we resolved the issues of ever using that con to get tribute from people by offering her and her people to come to our city and work for their bread.
Oh. So this is a gift that one could learn.
Perhaps.
Should they earn.
However, you will
favor
have
with
to
her.
compete with Snatcher on that one. He's already in love with her.
Oh,
I am no such way.
I don't.
Stop
I-
lying to yourself. We all saw it.
Your love is safe, my friend. I only want the abilities.
I'll be
You can
honest.
have you can have the rest.
Totally honest, out of character. You all do not need to roll. He is lying through his teeth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Duh.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the realization of, oh, I'm not asexual. I just have a type.
Yeah. Literally, his eyes had hearts in them when he saw her.
Oh,
It was amazing. I'd never seen such a thing.
look
sure
at
she-
you
I'm sure she could make all of us see hearts.
holding on to your humanity at this day and age. What a treat you are.
Look, we're all not trying to go to the highway hill like all of y'all. So
I was humane when you met me. Why would I change now?
exactly, let him be all humane for a bit more.
It's
Ooh.
fine. It is fine. But no, basically, they were doing it out of desperation. Her people are dying of starvation, as all people are. And I told her such, but that we are working on trade agreements and such to bolster our resources to provide for people, and that her people could come to our city and work for their bread.
Oh, yes.
And she agreed. She was hesitant, of course. But I told her that we are doing things differently than most Nez.
Okay. Wow.
So she should be there when we return.
You all had very exciting times. I just learned a little bit of guitar while you were away.
Hey, that is a worthy skill. But also, Vladislav is now going to be one of our vassals.
Oh. Okay. That is nice.
Yes.
Did we ever get his sire's name?
His sire? No.
No.
You do know his lord, but not his sire's name. They don't necessarily match.
Yeah.
That I know. That also seems like information worth having.
We can get that in time, but we have a
On the
task
what?
to do.
On the return trip, at least.
Yes.
Wow.
Because his lord was not doing much to help him. Keeping him down, as it were. He sees opportunity under us to thrive.
Yeah. It seems to be the way of the dragons to keep the lesser ones down.
Oh, it absolutely is. And it will turn around and bite them.
Hmm.
There's too many rumblings of young ones. I'm
This is
hearing
true.
them.
That's why it's better to foster the talents of the young. Less
Absolutely.
chance to turn on you.
Absolutely. And keep them busy with things that give them satisfaction. Like I have left Sherazina in charge in my stead. So, with the hopes that eventually she can just take over and I can go elsewhere.
Expansion.
Exactly.
Are you tired? Shall we continue then, or would you like to take a night off to rest for your men?
The men could use the rest.
The snow is coming down and muddying the field, so I feel like perhaps tomorrow will be a better day to travel.
Hopefully, once it has cooled the ground enough to be solid again.
So you all are going to stay here the rest of the night. Let your caravan guards take you to the town and approach the town so that at the following night you can wake early and be arrived at the town. Actually, that sounds like a decent idea.
Mm-hmm.
Any other conversations you all need to have tonight other than just background catching up and talking?
I will pull Snatcher aside.
Okay.
So there is a K-Knight that can do illusions with their abilities. You
Yes.
saw this.
And I more just didn't want to admit it in front of Elena and Peregrine because they are insufferable if they realize they're right. But no,
Right.
I am in love with this woman.
Oh, that's a new sensation for you, no?
Incredibly.
Oh,
I never felt it when I was alive, at least.
you know
But
that you may come and speak to me then if you have questions.
I do not know if it is an attraction to her or an attraction to her power.
I can tell you I am attracted to her power, but I've not seen this woman.
I won't say it wasn't unique. A fully crafted Ventru. I could have reached out and shook his hand.
Oof.
And not a single bit of him was real. I was completely fooled.
The dangers that we can circumnavigate with that ability, my friend. Tell me, and different courses. Do you still have the necklace?
It's safe.
I'm going to trust you with the shard then as well. I don't think that someone of my clan should be in possession of both. And since you have kept this necklace from me so far, so well, and I'll produce the shard of glass and hand it to him.
This he takes a lot more delicately than he does the locket. Maybe because it's glass, maybe because it's creepy, you're not sure.
Just for a minute, as you take it, Snatcher, you do see an odd man-shaped shadow in that little fragment. Just briefly.
I turn it so the reflective part is facing the ground. I will keep this as safe as I am keeping the locket.
Excellent.
But they will not be in the same place.
Good. I wouldn't want them to be in the same place, my friend.
No, they should not be.
But I trust you, my friend. And I'll clap you on the shoulder and just kind of like shake it once. Thank you.
Of course. It'll be kept delicate.
What is your lover's name?
Mahala.
Oh. So you remember her name. That's a good sign.
I want to see the extent of how her abilities work before I start.
I bet you want to see the extent of her abilities, my friend.
Before I start the courting process.
Wow. I had a wife before I was turned, so if you need help.
And I lived in a whorehouse. Your point?
I might be better at poetry than you are, my friend.
Depends on the poetry.
This is true. She might gravitate towards yours more than mine. Mine is flowery. Pretty. Yours is, I assume, is to the point. And I'll point down at his crotch. The point.
England has its poets. I am not one of them.
Oh, someday. But.
And as you look down again, the glass shard is out of his hands.
Hopefully
Precisely
not
as
by
I
his poetry
expected.
book.
No. No. Very well. Thank you for your time, Snatcher, and I will do what I can to help you woo this Mahala.
Business
if
first.
not for you, for us to learn this ability.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. So as you all set about and continue the rest of the night, does Gwen and Olga need any scene there while we're here?
Fuck no, I can't even breathe.
No. Gwen, you've noticed Gwen? Her face has gone through a myriad of emotions while they're off talking.
Eavesdropper.
What what is it?
Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get.
Let's just walk over to Olga and just literally cup her ear around. Cup it and just whisper to her almost the entire conversation. She won't mention about the mirror, but she will mention about the whole thing about the dueling dicks of how Augustine is flowery and Snatcher's to the point, quite literally. She's just gonna go. If this is what if this is what courting men is like, I'm not sure I ever want to figure this out. Oh God!
Why are they laughing?
What do I say to Virgin all this time? Dear fucking Lord.
Snatcher, women have no rhyme or reason for their moods.
I vehemently disagree.
No. I think anytime...
You're not straight about us. Don't even start to pretend to answer that question.
Oh, that's why they're laughing, because they heard everything, my friend.
No, I can hear her right now, clear as crystal.
Nowhere is safe in this camp. I'm learning this.
Oh, you're
No.
safe in the camp when you're sleeping.
In some ways, nowhere is safe in the city we rule. Let's be completely honest.
You're correct.
And I knew I was right.
Hush tones from now on, Snatcher. Hush tones.
Maybe with enough practice, we can learn how to communicate mentally so this stops happening.
Look,
I'm going-
if you're going to talk about something and you're going to be all private about it and not trying to include us, I'm going to know something one way or another because it's just mean and rude. We're here too part of the team.
There are men things that sometimes women should not be privy to.
Yes, quite to the
Oh.
point.
Please, Mr. Flowery.
No. You know that much, but you don't know which way it hangs. So
I don't
To the
want
left
to.
in about 3 inches.
What's an
looking.
inch?
Huh? He wanted
Never.
to know which way it hung. I just assumed. It's not mine to actually go and put my hand in his pants to figure it out.
All right.
Some things I don't want to do.
Okay, very well. I say good day, and then I will turn
You mean good
and
night?
and walk. Nope.
yep, good eve. It is,
And
it is
then
time.
I repeat good day in English, just to
you're
punctuate
saying
it.
Oh, you're saying good day now? Okay, well, I see how you are exactly, Mr. London.
He just gives a wave behind and then goes and crawls into the spot where he lays down in the daytime.
She just shakes her head at Olga and be like,
Man,
they assume too much.
you'd think she'd sympathize, a fellow low clan, but nah, but guess not.
I love my cast.
Idiot man.
Good
Idiot man.
God. Well, look, if they want to do they want to describe the picker, that's fine. Just, you have a certain idea and in a mental picture of somebody, and then they destroy it with telling them about what their picker looks like. Now I want to see Augustine with all these flowers all about him now. Stature, rightfully so, is very sharp and to the point because scales and such. But how do you deal with a flower in La Sombra?
I will not comment on that.
Fair enough. All right, well, I thought you'd want to know. Man, you have a good night, day, whatever, because apparently the Englishman has now told us we had to have a good day.
And so, with the coming of the day, you all sleep the sleep of the dead, thankfully, and no more jokes can be made in breaking the storyteller. So, as the day progresses, your caravan gets closer and closer to the town. And with the coming of the night, you find yourself, you're just outside of Timera, the town you were sent to go to. And when you wake, the first thing you're told by the guards is there is an inn in the town near the church that you're supposed to see, the Golden Swan, because they sent somebody up ahead.
Secure rooms for the night. If we are able to obtain the magus, we will leave daybreak.
Yes, mistress. And as you all get close and come into this town, this is a decent-sized town. The first thing you notice, there are men-at-arms all over the place.
Mhm.
Dressed, well, they're dressed more like they're from Constantinople than Transylvania. Your only assumption would be Micah's agents are all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And as you get close to the Golden Swan there, next door of it is the Chapel of the Holy Sepulchre. It's obvious that this particular chapel has been not used in a while. It's in quite a bit of state of disrepair, though outside of it is no less than a dozen guards guarding the gate to get into the place.
Mhm.
All of them, once again, obviously not fitting Transylvania. They're Constantinople through and through. But as you get set up your rooms in the Golden Swan and get your room situated, the inside is also guards everywhere that are dressed the same way. Micah has an awful lot of people in this town right now.
He is such a show-off.
I mean, if you really want to see how big his dick is. I mean,
Exactly.
Ta-da!
He's a
Don't think that's
Zamisi, it
how it
doesn't
works.
matter.
True.
Yeah.
I will take a few moments to freshen up because,
You've all been on the road?
road travel. Yeah.
It is not raining or snowing at the moment.
Good.
The weather calmed for a bit.
So she'll freshen up and get herself presentable to go over and collect the thing that is over there.
And as you all are getting collected, and when you set out to head over to this old church, as soon as you step outside, suddenly the wind picks up once again. This time, just a cold gust. It's even though you're undead, you don't have to worry about feeling cold. It does penetrate straight through your cloak and everything. Were you mortal, you would definitely not be happy with how cold it is outside. But as you get close to the gate of the chapel, one of the guards breaks off, bows to you down in the crypt, and he points towards the back where there's a gate that's ajar that leads down into the crypt area.
Olga will just nod and start walking towards it.
Okay. Now, do you all bring anybody with you, or is it just you four going in?
I am not going to trust any fucking humans around this thing.
Nope.
First thing you notice as you step into the grounds and go to the church, there doesn't seem to be any of the disquiet you felt on some of the holy grounds. This church has either been sat for so long that it's not consecrated correctly anymore, or it never was. But you can, as you step down go into the crypt itself, you can see a torch illuminating in the distance in the crypt as you're walking among the bodies set into little niches along each side.
As we are walking down, Olga will say softly to her brother, "This place is a hollow shell."
I did not feel anything remotely close to any of the others we have been to.
Exactly.
I feel Miguel would not approve.
Oh, completely.
It's completely dead. I know. Put around him, but still.
This could be by design.
Aye. Bad omen.
As you go further and deeper in here, you've seen several side passages, all dark, unlit. The only place lit is the chamber that's up ahead. And as you enter the chamber, the torches towards the front of it, there's several stone crypts in the room. And unlike the storage of the walls, these are actual full engraved stone crypts. But in the back corner, there's two men, very dark-skinned, dressed in Turkish fashion, with curved knives. And as you come in, they stand up, look at the group, then their eyes fix on Gwen. And one of them looks over, Salamu alaikum. Hello, little sister.
Salamu alaikum, Gareer Vayaracht.
I am Hussein Al-Fatin.
Peregrine McSullivan.
I did not know to expect one of us.
In only if you know who we are.
It's good to see you.
It is. I did not know you would be here.
We were hired for this particular job.
I see. Have people been informed that you are being here?
Yes,
Good.
they went through the normal channels to hire us for this particular. And he looks over. I'm sorry, I meant no disrespect for you all, because at the time, they have been speaking Turkish, not English at all. Welcome, I am.
Actually has some command of Turkish because of her time in Constantinople. So,
Welcome, I am Hussein Al-Fatin. If you wish for a refreshment, the innkeeper next door can serve you. They are quite accustomed to our special needs here. After you've rested, me and my apprentice here shall conduct you to the room in which your charge awaits you.
Excellent.
How are the roads? And he switches right back to Turkish. How is the roads, little sister?
They are cursed. They are cursed just like everything part of this whole Carpathian Mountains. Things have not gotten better, only worse.
I will be happy when I can finally leave this place.
Yes, well, you're not one taking the cursed to the other place. Be thankful for that.
That is my hope for sure. I do not want to bring this curse with me.
No, trust me. If it wasn't for me having to do this, I wouldn't be wanting to do it either, compared to what they have done to us already.
Most odd for us someone to hire two of us.
Well, I am part of the coterie to paying a debt. I am not being hired exactly.
Yes, but us. Myself and my apprentice.
That is odd. Is all of these people yours or just you and your apprentice here?
No, they were here when we arrived with our package.
Oh, you brought the package here.
Yes.
She'll just look over at Olga and look back like, this is unexpected news. I was not sure that how he was going to be brought here.
We found him delaying in France.
Olga speaks in very fluent Turkish. And what is his current state?
He is currently staked, and we have already procured someone to feed him when the stake is removed.
Excellent. He will remain such throughout transport.
No, he will not. Regretfully, I must release him. I have
Why do
been
you have to
commanded
release
to
him?
do so in my contract.
They put it in the contract?
Yes, my contract states that the stake will be removed once he is turned over to you.
Yeah.
And who will be feeding him?
He will be fed by, initially, the young woman we have for this purpose. After that, that is no longer our concern.
What is a complete part of your contract then when you are done? Is it just drop and go?
Once the stake is removed, our contract is finished.
Okay. So then they are meaning us to handle the rest of the way with everything.
Of course.
In his care. Okay.
I already assumed. I didn't even assume that your clan would be involved. I imagined this to be far more difficult. Thank you for your assistance, even though it was contracted.
You're gonna turn to Snatcher while this is going on. You see how they turn very quickly when they're talking. Like it is very, very interesting. This language they are using.
It's yet another language I feel I should learn, seeing as how I just watched it get used quite.
It sounds very fast.
No
Almost
faster
musical
than
too.
No faster than my native tongue.
No,
You're all those translating, knowing what's going on.
no, there is very different. This is very different than your
Quiet.
English. Forgive me.
If you are
Big
ready
brother.
and rested, you can follow me.
We will follow. We are anticipating taking him by daybreak at the latest.
Big brother, go ahead and show us what we have to do. That way we are prepared.
He takes you back further into the crypts, into a room where there's a stone sarcophagus, and there's a young woman there bound with ropes and gagged, that has been tied to a ring set in the wall. And as he comes in, the other Turkish man with him, his apprentice obviously, comes over and cuts the rope free. Our hope is that when we open the sarcophagus here and remove the stake, his need to feed blood this woman will occupy him long enough for you to explain why you're here. I would hate if he injured you before he has been told why you are here.
I can make it so that he doesn't notice us.
You are confident.
Indeed. You may have to do some hiding, but I can at least hide me and mine.
We took him in plain view. We're not worried of him.
Was he much of a struggle?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
Do you need me to have my knives ready?
The hope is that he will be too busy feeding. He has been staked since we got him in France. I'm sure he is quite famished at this point.
How long was this in France?
This was about 5 fortnights ago.
Ah, la gadire.
Oh, he'll be ravenous.
Yeah.
One moment. And Snatcher's just going to look at each of his coterie mates in turn and cloak the gathering.
Okay.
I should be able to get all of them. I have enough stealth.
Okay.
But
I was
you
about to say,
all...
Olga might step outside and tell some guards to come in. They can be snacks too.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Go for it.
All right, I will let Olga do her thing.
So you're going to go out and tell some of Micah's guards? Come on. Bring a couple, 2 or 3 of them down there?
If you're going to stand around, be useful. Come on.
So you had a dozen there. 3 of them come down into the crypt with you.
Now stand there and be quiet.
And as you come in there with them, Hussein, he looks and he smirks briefly about what you've done. And then him and his apprentice open the lid to the sarcophagus. And when the sarcophagus lid comes up, you can see the man in it. Medium height, clean shaven, dark brown hair. He's got a strong nose. It's kind of broad. His mouth is somewhat generous. He's actually somewhat handsome in his current state, dressed like a noble of the French court, no less.
Of course he's handsome. He's quiet.
But there's, even staked like this, there is a cruel and uncompromising nature to the lines of his face, and his eyes that are hazel are wide open while he's staked. And you can see the hatred in the eyes even while he is staked.
And now I'll cloak everyone. Well, all of mine.
And Hussein's apprentice brings the young woman over. It is clear that she's had something done to her because she's not resisting. And then Hussein grabs a stake and pulls it from Gortrix's chest and steps back. And when he does so, it takes a second before Gortrix moves. At first, he just blinks his eyes a little and looks slightly left and right. And then with emotion, it's fast. But you can see it. It's not too fast to see. He immediately jumps on the woman and just starts drinking. Little sister, I suggest you talk quickly. And hopefully you can get through.
She will start speaking to Gortrix in, I believe he would understand Latin. And she will explain exactly what's going on quickly and as fast as possible, with everything being quick and concise.
And the Hussein, you hear him mutter, "My contract is satisfied." And him and his apprentice turn and just leave. And Gortrix doesn't pay you no mind at first. He drains the woman completely. Turns, looks at you all, looks over at the guards. Then he notices the crest on one of the guards. And he immediately, in a frenzy, goes to them next.
That's what Olga did.
Also, storyteller, I believe I need a test of humanity, as I just let a random human woman get
You need
juice
a road
boxed.
check, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do.
Time for a road check.
And there's a chance I also just went against my feeding restriction, depending on. Well, I don't know if that woman was.
You don't know what she was
that way or not, so I don't think it counts. But fine line.
You must roll conscience or conviction. Which of the two you have?
I have conscience at 3.
Okay. And what is the level of the sin? There's the question. Let me pull up my Maddox list here for your road.
I stood idly by as someone was caused harm or death. I don't think that'd be light.
Let's see. Looking here, that puts it at planned violation of another. No, I wouldn't go that. Casual violation of another. What's your road at?
5.
5? Yeah. Okay. This is going to be interesting. The base difficulty is 6, but because it's 5 versus 2, your difficulty is 9.
Oh, ouch. Here I go. That'd be no successes at all. Botch.
You have lost a dot in your road. Lower your road by 1. Allowing this to happen has cost you a bit of your humanity, your path of humanity. And he continues to eat. He eats all 3 of the guards.
Olga will say in Latin, Magus Gortrix, we are to escort you.
Gortrix finally stands up. He sent you, didn't he?
We owed a favor. With doing this, it will be paid. You tried to run from it. I understand.
I only wanted to govern. The realm was signed to me. And yet, this is what I get for it.
It is not our business. All we have to do is escort you to Sorus.
You do realize if you know or find out where Sorus is, that is a deadly burden to hold.
Like an entire group of Maguses couldn't hide it again.
I have no say in this, do I?
Unfortunately, neither do we.
You have a say in whether you come awake or back in your torport state, my friend.
I'm sorry to inform you of this, but you will not stake me.
It is not our desire to do so. We would hope that you would be a amenable companion on this journey. To have your dignity intact.
I will not be staked again.
Understood.
Then I will go with you, as I do not. That I feel his pull even now. I felt it even while staked. I was coming.
Not fast enough.
Obviously.
It is a burden.
Very well. We are to head deeper into the Alps, Transylvanian Alps. Carpathians, as you call it.
Yes.
Very well.
We know where to go.
The weather will be quite unforgiving.
Indeed.
Is that the wind I hear outside?
Yes, there is a demon in these lands, and it is unhappy it has been caged.
Oh, the unenlightened. We know there's a demon in this land. Why do you think we came here? We stole the V from it. The whole time stole the magic from the land itself. Why do you think the Tzimisce hates us so much?
Again, not our business.
Oh, but it is your business if you live here. All of this is your business.
So you say. Come then.
And he straightens his outfit, looks at the blood on it, kind of shrugs a bit, and starts to follow you out of there. When you get out, the other 9 guards out front see you come out with only 3 guards short.
Do run along if you don't wish to be lunch.
Micah will hear this.
Okay.
And they look at each other, and you can see them thinking about it. They're thinking of it. But
He wanted us to do this. He needed to supply some food for it.
they're thinking of it. But they also know about vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way in hell 9 of them are going to face the 4 of you plus number 5. Yes.
Run along.
And they turn and walk away, grumbling about it, but walk away.
I'm certain we can get you some other garments if you wish, before we depart.
Does it matter?
That's up to you. Does it matter to you? What will maintain your dignity?
Dignity? That's a funny word, isn't it? I have my dignity. Wherever I go, I walk with my head up.
Good for you.
Even if I may be walking to my own death. We'll have many nights to talk. I think you'd be interested in hearing my story.
Perhaps. Perhaps I'd like to hear about how you capture others and turn them into monstrosities.
Huh. Oh, you mean the gargoyles?
It is not just Tzimisce that hate your kind.
Well, we did that in self-defense.
Wouldn't have needed to if you hadn't usurped.
No. See, there is the mistake you make. It is the mistake many make. Tzimisce tried to purge us long before. Long before. Tremere ate the eldest. Long before that. They hated the fact that we had found a way to get immortality without earning it. As they put it. We did not deserve it because we took it. We seized it rather than played their pitiful games. That's what started the war. What we did after that was about survival. I'm sure you can understand that.
Perhaps.
Would any of you happen to be a Tzimisce?
No.
Pity. I would have loved to kill one on the way. And he gets, it's not even a grin, it's more of a feral sneer on his face. If I get my hands on Micah.
You'll have to go all the way to Constantinople for that, so you'll have to survive Sorus.
Is that where he is? I thank you for that information.
You're welcome. I figured it'd make you more pleasant. Now.
You take him to the Golden Swan, I guess.
Yeah.
On the walk over there, Snatcher's going to subtly ask Peregrine for a scrap of paper to write something on.
Now, so you're aware, yes, Snatcher, you cloaked yourselves. It did not fool him. He saw you the whole time.
I was really only for the feeding bit. I didn't want to feral anything pouncing on any of us.
I get it.
Yeah, Peregrine can give you that if she can run it a Big Brother real quick and just pass some submissives on Dalamet if he's going.
You catch him as he's gathering up his stuff out of one of the side rooms.
Oh yeah.
You pass him some missives to send up.
Yeah. There was stuff that she wanted to send Alamut, and I'll write those later on. But she'll want to make sure that they get there at least.
I know one of them was about the fucking gargoyles. Yeah.
Yes.
And Hassan looks at you. The closer he gets, the more likely he's going to try to run for it.
I know.
Be
I will
ready,
have my
little
blades at
sister.
the ready. Please take these Dalamet. They are doing things to people. They're doing things to kindred. They're making what seems to be unnatural things, and I've spoken to one.
I will.
They fly.
Flight.
Aye.
Something many have looked for, but none have achieved.
I've watched them. They run and jump into the air. Or they use these big wings. Please tell them there is something we have to do.
I will. Go straight there. I must return anyway. I must bring the price of my contract to the fortress.
Be safe, big brother, please.
I know the secret paths. You be safe.
I will. I'll guide you on your way back.
Fatima
Firiga.
sends regards. I did not know you would be here, but she told me I would see you in this land somewhere.
Almost everywhere and nowhere. You know me.
She is an odd one.
She is indeed. Tell her I said hello too.
Of course. Go with peace.
You too.
And he turns and his apprentice, who hasn't said a word the whole time, leaves.
And Peregrine will turn around and rejoin the group.
Okay. Now, how are you going to deal with Gortrix? Are you going to give him his own room? Or are you going to keep him in a room with you all to watch him? What is your plan to deal with him? Because you're not sitting out till morning, so you got at least one night with him right here.
If nothing else, I'm gonna watch Gortrix. This motherfucker's not leaving my line of sight.
Yeah. Yep.
He's too crafty a prisoner to just leave him be.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I imagine we're going to keep him in sight.
So you make him stay in the same rooms with the rest of you just to make sure.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And for the rest of the night, if you all need a private, leave someone guard to go talk to each other to discuss what's going on, you can. Otherwise, he doesn't talk the rest of the night. He is mulling over his current circumstances, which I don't think he's happy with.
I'm going to pass the same written note to each of my coterie mates here. I do not know the abilities of a Tremere, but I am going to play by the assumption that they can do everything until otherwise proven. We should not have our usual conversations, because if Gwen is listening, he could be too.
Olga will take a turn. In case he feels chatty.
Gwen has no problem sitting there with you, and she's just writing.
This night, he doesn't say anything. And with the coming of dawn, you all go to sleep.
And we are escorted out to our carts and taken.
And right here, everybody, we're going to go to break. We will be back in 10 minutes, not 9 minutes. This is an old gods. We'll be back in 10 minutes, and we'll see you when we return. Yeah, just eat all them motherfuckers. Just eat them all.
Line them up.
Yeah. Don't know what we're talking about for the viewers, but the cast knows what we're talking about. Eat them all.
It's like a salad bar, but different.
Yeah.
Bananas.
It's a buffet.
All you can eat buffet of motherfuckers. Welcome back, everybody. Before the break.
War Crime Wednesday.
It's War Crime Wednesday. That's right. Before the break, well, they filled Augustine in on the events, and they finally met Gortrix, who is haughty and a bit, arrogant for a man that was staked and is on his way to his death, just about. But as the sun had set and the daylight came out, you all had been stuck in your wagons and moved closer. Now, with the falling of the sun or the setting of the sun, you've set up camp. And this night, it's windy. It's not rainy, but you know it will be soon. You can smell it in the air. The lightning is going in the distance. It has gone from snowing back to warm enough that it is not going to snow. Now you're just going to get rained on. The weather has gotten worse in some ways, almost oddly, since you have begun on the road with Gortrix. And as you've set up camp, Gortrix is sitting near the fire, but not close to the fire. Roshrek. It is a thing.
Yeah.
But he seems to be sitting there, and every once in a while he picks up looks like a piece of a stick. He breaks a part off of it and throws it in the fire to hear it hiss and pop.
Mm-hmm. So, your clan stole magic from the demon.
Stole is a harsh word. We use the magic that is natural in the world. We harnessed it. That was all we do.
Forgive me for lack of knowledge of the process in which you did. I had no talents with it prior to being made what I am. I had to do everything the hard way.
Magic is not easy.
I'm sure it isn't. I know there's a cost for everything. I was a woman in power at a time when women were not. I understand there's a cost for everything. I'm curious. Sorry, allow me to introduce myself. You're talking to someone that hasn't even introduced herself. I am Olga.
I was going to just call you Jailer Number 1.
You could call me that if you wish. It doesn't make any difference to me.
Olga.
Olga.
I am Gortrix, of House Tremere of Clan Tremere, formerly Hermetic Mage.
Yes. I am familiar with the Hermetic Mages. I had one in my association for a time.
Probably not one of House Tremere.
No. Different house. Believe they were hunting you.
There has been friction between House Tremere and the other houses. But what we've gained, they have no hope. They just don't know it yet.
Why? I got the impression that they had no desire to take what you have obtained.
They don't. We are abominations to them. We are to be destroyed out of hand.
My question is, how are you not to yourselves? You had such power.
Power is so fleeting, though. How much do you know of magic? Do you know anything of it?
It exists.
I was
It's utilized. It's utilized to great effect.
Now, 100 years ago, it was utilized to more effect. 100 years before that, even more effect. You notice a pattern.
It's dwindling.
The power is dwindling. We sustained ourselves for centuries through elixirs to keep us young. But the elixirs began to fail. The magic has begun to fail. It is not as prevalent as it once was. We are sitting where we do. And the Carpathians siphon what little we can left. Magic is fading. The great works are harder and harder to do. And in time, those will fail as well. Now, what would you do if you thought you were immortal and then suddenly were faced with mortality, with an end to everything, with your power, as you call it? fading away.
I imagine that would be very, very disconcerting.
Disconcerting. No, that is anathema to us. We found another way. We learned of our kind, vampires. We learned you had the secret to immortality.
Well, to an effect.
No, you do have immortality.
Yes, as long as you can survive it.
Yes, immortality with stipulations.
Same as we had it. We could still be killed. Even our immortality, it could sustain us and we would live and live and live. But we still got older and older to a point. But you have what we have now. It's true immortality. We no longer age. We no longer get infirm. We no longer have to worry about any of that. We don't have to go through crazy, hard to make formula to extend our life, to continue to exist. You say, what did we give up? We were losing it anyway. Why do you think we're holding our own against the other houses? They can't do what they used to do. And in another 100 years, they will be a shadow of what they were. But we will only be stronger. You see why we did what we did.
You'll be set in your own way and unable to move without the freedom of thought.
Oh, we have freedom of thought. We're still learning
Not
every
like you
day. We're
did.
pushing the boundaries.
When I was a sorcerer, you were able to turn around and mix things and adapt and change. I wasn't bound by your way of magic. We did our own.
But it's failing. All of it is. We studied.
It wasn't failing.
We researched it. We looked. The magic is failing.
Okay, before I was turned, it wasn't. It was even getting stronger for us.
For what you were doing, it's an illusion. Trust someone who has spent centuries studying it. The magic was going away.
How many centuries?
I studied my magic for 300 years.
Oh,
Those
you're
before
just-
studied it much longer than that. There were some as old as 700 and 800 years of our kind that no longer could extend their life because the elixirs we made were failing. We saw
Mine just
defenses fade. We saw things stop working. Tried and true rituals, tried and true methods. Unreliable.
If that's the way you see magic, then I see why it was fading for you, and I'm sorry to hear that.
Your kind will be all but gone, or at least the kind you were before.
Oh.
Within another 200 years, the magic in this world will be at a level where no more great works will be done. No more artifacts of power. That'll all end.
I'll take a bet on that one.
Oh, I will.
Okay, good. Wait a five or a tenner?
Hmm.
Just for shits and giggles.
I tell you what, if I am wrong, I will teach you thaumaturgy.
I'll take that bet.
But if I am right, I will take the bond of you.
We'll see about that.
Oh, no, that is the bet. If you wish to bet, that is my terms.
Oh, you want to bond me?
Oh, yes.
Why?
Why not?
No, I'm asking you why. You're not Irish. You can't answer a question with a question.
Oh, yes, I can. Why not?
Nah, that's not how it goes.
Snatcher's staying out of the Irish conversation.
I can already
One has
sense
to bring-
your blood is different.
Oh, now what? How can you sense that out of utter curiosity now?
I could just say magic, and that's good enough. Just like I can tell your friend over there, the scaled one, holds 2 artifacts of power with him.
Oh, that is interesting.
And now I have to find a new hiding spot.
You won't hide them from me. If they're anywhere near me, I can sense them.
It is not you I'm trying to hide them from.
I have not told where you put them. So we did what we did to hold power, to continue to exist.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
Hmm.
Now you ask why the Tzimisce hate us so. Because we took it. We seized the immortality. We seized it from them. One of their elders. I myself made the ritual. I found the way. I found the way for one elder to create 7. 7 vampires. 7 Canaanites, if you believe the silly myths around it.
Yes, well, you all aren't descended from that, so doesn't apply to you, yes?
No, it does not. But we formed our own bloodline.
Yes, I see.
But still, much like you're telling me now, we were not given the respect we were due, the position we were due. You call us usurpers. Perhaps.
It is what you did.
Yeah,
We
you understand this.
Even
You could
if
have
it was,
easily have asked.
if it even was just to sustain yourselves or to ensure your grasp of power, you still usurped.
And you would do differently.
I'm not saying I would or wouldn't, but it doesn't change the fact that you did it.
We operated in the boundaries of your own etiquette. I've seen Canite eat Canite. I've seen child kill sire. We just found us our own sire and killed them. Took our power. You didn't respect us, and I understood that. So myself, Demetrius, and Tremere, we realized what we needed to do. The secret of all of your power is the fact that you claim you all descend from a single bloodline, a single source, a single sire of sires. So I found one. And we took him. And Tremere became our sire of sires, our lord, our progenitor.
And now why does he want to punish you?
I'm sure it is all a misunderstanding.
Right.
I was sent to France. As he commanded, I went. And I took care of our interests there. But I heard rumor of great artifacts in the hands of Templars. Magical artifacts that would have been useful to us. So I spoke to the king. And I convinced him to seize the Templars' wealth, to seize their artifacts. All I wanted in return was to take 2 of them. And he would take the rest.
Literally, Olga puts her hands to her temples and closes her eyes.
I succeeded in some ways. Do you see the Templars now?
Not as they once were.
That order was destroyed.
Do you not have the capacity to think steps ahead?
Of course I thought steps ahead. This was my means to get the artifacts. Unfortunately.
I'm sorry. Steps ahead of the waves of effects that your actions cause.
In the long run, would it matter?
Obviously not to you,
Would it
because
matter
you're
to
being
anyone?
summoned now.
It doesn't matter. What is 20 years, 30 years, 50 years to the mortals, to us? It is nothing. They were just
It's
another religious
history.
organization, another group that believed what was told of them in the church, that believed some mystical father sent his son to the earth to die for them. Laughable concept.
You fucking daft old man. You are so idiotic, it's insane.
The only mistake I made was not getting the artifacts before they left. They took them
You-
away before we could seize them.
Of course they were going to.
And don't think they are completely gone. They've just joined other orders.
But their order is gone.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter. And now they know that one of us was the instrument, probably, of their demise.
I tried other ways. I tried spies. They
Idiot.
rooted them out. I've tried our methods. They found those too easily. I am convinced that there were magically gifted among them that made it quite difficult for us to use the normal methods. So I found a solution.
You didn't go in and try and get a way in through their organization.
Oh, we sent people in. I sent many assets in.
Going in.
Why would I go in?
Because why would you? Oh, my...
I'm so glad that I'm teaching women how to rise up against things because really...
I must commend you, my lord Gortrix. I have never seen the two of them so incensed with one person in some time. Truly, for all your intelligence, you are very dense, my friend.
Gwen just goes into a string of Irish and says, translate that.
We have studied. No. We know the Canaanites have had their hand on this world since its beginning, have steered humanity, guided humanity. What I did is nothing compared to half the things that were done.
You tell me that in 100 years if you live that long.
Gentle strokes,
you haven't seen it already,
my friend.
You don't know how old I am. You don't know what I've seen.
Each of those crusades, you think it was someone other than a Canaanite's hand behind it?
Oh, of course it was.
And if not the Canaanites, the mages of the world, the werewolves of the world. Each one takes a hand and shapes things, guide things. You think the world would be what it is now?
Yes, but
if not for a culling done by the werewolves themselves?
What do you think will happen when they decide to turn on those pulling their strings of their own volition because of something you did?
You mean they already have? The Inquisition. You think I caused the Inquisition? The Inquisition was there beforehand. I just used them through the king.
Idiot.
We're going to use those against the Inquisition. They were a token. They were a peace prize to turn around and use to stop the Inquisition.
Your greed and your ego drove you to make stupid decisions.
And what have you?
You've never put...
You're walking to your death. To take me to your death. You think you will be allowed to reach Sorus and walk away? You think you will be allowed to survive that?
I am tied to the abyss, Gortrix. It is hard to keep a good woman down.
Also, our sires still have much use of us. I doubt they'd send us to our deaths. We're too good of tools.
You have no
say
idea
that,
who we are.
And yet here I am, bound to one who forces me to return home. Probably to my death. Am I not a useful tool?
Maybe you served your purpose.
Or perhaps you will survive.
In some fashion.
Maybe an artifact.
I am the one who come up with how to get our immortality. I am the one who came up with the gargoyles, as you call them, our servants, our defenses, our bodyguards.
Really? They don't call you mistress?
No.
Oh, snap.
They wouldn't. I'm the one who helped her figure out the rituals to do it.
Oh, you're the big brain about all of this then, huh?
Estrana was my friend. They always treated her poorly because she was so young. They felt she was too young to be a magus. They felt she was too young to have a proper place in the order. Even after we became what we were, they felt she was still too young. So I
turned
gave her
one that was-
purpose. I gave her a family. I gave her ones who would not judge her based on her age.
You turned a young one?
All of them.
No, you turned a young one, as in, wasn't even properly into the age of adulthood.
She's an adult, but you don't understand how it is amongst the Maguses, do you?
They've been around hundreds
I
of years.
do.
20, 30 years? That's not old enough to be respected. That's not old enough to be considered a real Magus. You haven't studied long enough. You haven't been paying your dues.
We all had to pay our dues.
And they mistreated her. And she was my friend, so I helped her find purpose. I gave her something and someone that would not judge her based on her age, and instead judged her for who she was, as I judged her for who she was. One of the most skilled in the fortress.
My dear Gortrix, you are tenacious of life and of sound mind and body. And I judge you on that.
You can judge me all you wish.
I already did.
We did what we did, and I have done what I have done to continue the existence of House Tremere. We will endure through the centuries, through the millennia, we will endure.
Did it hurt?
Did what hurt?
Your embrace.
It's extremely painful. The ritual required certain sacrifices as part of it. And it was not an embrace as you call it. It was a magical formula. Yes, it was quite painful. It was quite a shock to lose our power at first until we discovered new ways, new power.
But you can embrace.
Oh, yes. We have been slowly converting all of House Tremere.
To a man?
Slowly but surely. That is one of the arguments we're having. How fast to do it. You see, some of us, like myself, say, why? Why wait? Why delay? Embrace them all. Bring them into the fold. It can only strengthen us. While that fool Etrius decides, no, we must be cautious. We must go slowly. Etrius is a damn fool and has always been a fool. Going slowly risks more discovery, risks more conflict, risks more coming after us of our own house. No. Embrace them all and be done.
Survival of the fittest.
No, embrace them all and be done.
Eh.
Unify.
Yes, and then when the young uprise against those that made them, you'll be outnumbered.
That won't happen with us. We've circumvented that. I am bound to Tremere. My apprentices are bound to me. Their apprentices are bound to them. And all through one chain do we keep all bound together.
All it takes is one link to break.
Yeah.
That is true.
And when you use magic to ensure that link can't break.
Magic that is fading, as you said.
Oh, we don't use that magic. We use Cainite magic. And that is not fading. That is only growing. You see, I firmly believe we are entering the time of the vampires. This is the time where we supplant those who came before us. Stand on the backs of giants, you might say.
That is dangerous talk.
Yes, it is. But isn't it the way? Don't each of you here build off of what was come before you? Would any of you hesitate to slay those who stood in your path? Would each of you hesitate to do what you had to survive, to keep those like you? You're a group, right? I believe you're called a coterie is what you all call yourselves. put it in my terms, I will do what I have to keep my circle safe. Just like if it came to it, I would kill all 4 of you. But there's no point in fighting this. If I killed you, I would just have no protection through these lands. And let me tell you, there are a number of people in these lands that will gladly go through you to get to me.
Then remember that when you feel inspired to run, because I know you will.
You know, history is all about opportunity, right?
I'd come to assume repetition.
That too, it repeats itself. I think we
You're a
understand each other
repetition.
here. As long as I feel it's in my benefit to be with you, I will be a good little doggy.
Mm.
We have extended the courtesy for you to retain your dignity and treat you with respect.
And that is why I'm not lying to you. That is why I will give you the respect and tell you true. I will.
We do not wish to be here any more than you do.
And I will go with you.
Truth of the matter.
And I will be a good little doggy the whole trip. I am even sharing things that probably would get me killed. But they can't kill me twice, can they?
Well, that depends.
Aye, they
Haven't
can
you
kill
already
twice
died
and
once?
3 times. That too.
Yes, but they didn't kill me. I did that myself.
I'm sure you did. But you see what I'm saying.
Some vivacious Cappadocians could probably do it.
They are the ones who study the dead.
Yes.
To a shocking degree.
The dead are just another tool.
Hmm.
They're right on that part.
The dead are better left alone. There's too much damage done to yourself and others when you associate with them.
That is why I do not see Clan Nosferatu ever becoming
If we are
powerful.
seen, we are bad at our jobs.
You will never be powerful. Your clan lacks the ambition, the drive, the desire to seize what is theirs, to seize what they are due. Clan
Snatchers.
Lysandra, by the way, does have that desire and will seize what they want. Yes, I know what being of the abyss means.
Of course you do. And yes, I do always get what I want.
As do I.
However, I'm smart about it.
Who says I am not? I guess we will have to revisit things in 100 years, won't we? Or actually, I have a bet. And what is your name, Jailer?
Jailer 4.
Jailer 4.
Arden. And Snatcher's gonna go and lay down. He feels if he looks at Gortrix much longer, he's gonna take a swing, and that's not smart.
Oh no. Olga is so amused by this egocentric idiot man. She is completely amused by his audacity and idiocy.
So,
Yeah, Natur's rethinking how much he thinks Ventru are the asshats of the Canite world.
so now that he is gone, you know, bringing him to Sorus, what will happen to him, correct?
It can be tried.
It will happen. Not by
The
me, I'll
attempt
have
can
no
be
hand in
made.
it. But I won't be able to stop it.
Oh, I don't think anything's going to happen to us, because if it does, then my Vicos loses face. And I don't think, as the meat see, would wish that.
We don't give a shit about him or them.
Oh.
If I could get my hands on Micah Vicos, I would destroy him now. That little upstart shit. He was one of us. Did you know that? He was House Tremere. And then he made the mistake of getting caught, getting captured. And while being captured, they converted him. And then he felt, because he had been turned, that we would be denied our place.
You saw to that now, didn't you?
We did.
I have a question for you, Gortrix. How do you get out of bed at night because your dick's so big you gotta drag it behind you?
I don't have that problem anymore.
Oh, did you alleviate yourself from that?
As I said, the ritual had a price.
That's very
The
interesting.
loss of a body part no longer needed. We don't need that to procreate. We don't need that to continue our lines. All we need are fangs, and those worthy of feeding on.
Interesting. Give up all of that to be a dead body talking.
I gave up all of that for this. And he just gestures at the fire, and it suddenly flares up. I could make it dance out of the flames right now. I could have it crawl across the ground and consume you all. That is what I gave up. That is what I've gained. Just like if any of you put your hands on me, you will feel what I have gained.
We have no desire to touch you.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough soap to wash off.
You see, I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was giving up, and I knew what I would gain. Sure, I didn't know all the details, but it wasn't exactly like your kind were going to share all the details anyway, right?
And it's not like that would ever stop you.
No. Etrius was upset. He felt I didn't tell him everything I knew. He felt that Tremere didn't tell him everything he knew. But Tremere understood. He saw it for what it was. It was a doorway.
Yes.
We gave up much, but we gained much.
Looking interest more and more as you talk about him. Love to meet him.
Oh, I'm sure you will. You don't find... Well, you'll find Tremere. You will find his favorite lick spittle.
Fine, if he's a wiser man than you.
Wiser? No.
Aye. By your judgment, not mine.
He's a fool.
As you are too.
And you're entitled to that opinion.
I know I'm entitled. I'm aware. Well, Jailer 1 and Jailer 2, I'm going to head up to my place and do a bit of translating. I think I need to replenish the brain cells I've just lost.
No, feel free to leave me here. I give you my word. I'm not going anywhere tonight. I will not go anywhere. At least for a few days. It's going to take a while in this godforsaken weather to get anywhere.
Yes.
We're not even in Tremere land yet. I will remain with you until at least then.
Warning is understood.
There is so much more to talk about, my friend.
Oh, what would you like to talk about? You have been silent this whole time, sizing me up, I assume? Given your posture,
Listening.
I would find you a fighting man of some sort.
Oh, you are very keen-eyed, my friend.
I have seen them in the court.
Whose court?
King Philip.
Oh.
Remember, I stayed in France. I was in...
He has strong fighters then.
He has duelists. He has soldiers. From my experience, they are just as good as anywhere else. They fight well, but are no match for those with other means. What have you to say? Would you ask me questions as well? Feel free. As I said, I have nowhere to be for quite a bit, actually.
Oh, neither do I. What the blessings we are given. I don't know if I have questions for you, as all the questions that I could have asked have been asked of you. But I wonder why you didn't just ask. With all the research and looking for and searching and digging and discovering this darkness that supplants the world, you could have just asked to be given this gift.
We discussed it, actually. There are councils. Unfortunately, we came to realize that the Tzimisce would want us bound to them. We would be stuck under their rule, under their control. We would be immortal, but we would be placing a collar around our neck as opposed to being free.
And look
But-
at you with the collar around yours.
Yes, you have admitted to having collars around your necks.
I loyally serve Lord Tremere of
Uh-huh.
House Tremere, as I have always done. I will find a way to convince him not to execute me. We go way back. We have been around a long time, and I doubt Etrius has found a way to poison him totally against me yet. Yes, I will be punished for what happened in France. But ultimately, he's the one who sent me there. It is his fault it occurred. You see? I will find a way around that. We didn't ask because we didn't want to be bound to the Tzimisce.
Or any other clan.
The rulers of this land are bound to a creature that lives in the earth, a monster. One that we have siphoned the power from as we can. To harness. We don't want to be trapped in that cycle. They don't know it, but they are trapped. They are slaves to that monster. And we are not. I come and go as I please. I don't have to carry the soil of my homeland wherever I go. They do. That shows you how they are slaves to their land. Bound to the monster that lives in these mountains. You felt his power. You see it now, don't you? This isn't natural. This is him. What other questions do you have? Wish to know the secrets of the universe?
Oh. That is much too high for my low brain, my friend.
No, they are the simplest secrets of them all.
I'm content just existing.
The secret of the universe is simple. Seize the power you deserve. Keep it. All else is secondary, isn't it?
Oh. It is almost like the secret of flight, honestly. All you have to do is throw yourself at the ground and miss.
Yes, but we got that secret, didn't we? Have you seen one of our guardians, our servitors, our scouts?
Personally, no, I have not, but my coterie mates have.
We found a way to make them fly. Combination of, well, your scaled friend's blood, some of the clan of the beast, even those mongrels, Tzimisce, with our power. That combination together.
Such an amalgam.
Quite useful, especially after what we do to him eradicates the mind. Gives us a blank slate to work with.
I noticed that.
Utterly loyal in that case, isn't it?
I know the techniques.
You tear them down and create what you wish. Fanatical warriors, fanatical scouts. Each has their purpose, each kind. And each serve.
Too bad it isn't willingly. Like you went into it willingly.
Well, they were our enemies. Do you feel that there should be rules against what you do to your enemies? Those who dare attack you, those who mean you to destroy you, to eradicate you?
I usually destroy them.
So did we. We destroyed them.
I mean, destroy them.
We destroyed everything they are.
No.
Except we didn't waste them. We destroyed them and remade them into something useful.
I see.
You see?
And when they turn on you, it'll be funny.
They won't. They can't.
You say that.
We have
Stranger
ensured they
things have
can't.
happened.
Oh, as long as the mistress is there, they will not turn.
Again, we are immortal as long as we can survive it.
That is a fair point, and I will acknowledge it. But as long as we exist, we will find ways to keep that collar tight.
It's almost like you said, the secret to the universe is to keep your immortality close at hand. Protect it.
You have picked up on it, brother.
That is why we created what we did. We had to have them, actually. The monsters of Zamitsi were sitting against us. You talk of me creating things with no will.
I know what they do. I know what they do.
You see what they create, the monsters they make. You think those people are willing?
I know what they do.
Yes. We defended ourselves.
What I find amusing, my friend, is that the more you strive to rebel against these made-up shackles that you think the Semitsi would have put on you, the more they resemble exactly what you are rebelling against. You understand this? There's no difference between your gargoyles and the voivode that I have seen Semitsi employ.
You're right, there isn't.
Not a bit.
Not a bit. But we have a right to exist. We have a right to survive. We have a right to defend ourselves. We have a right to keep what is ours.
Mm-hmm.
If you seize a land and decide it is your own, do you not have a right to defend it? Until either they can take it from you or you defeat all those who try? Isn't that the Cainite way? You'll find we adapted quicker than you would realize to how this works. To Cainite society.
It is enlightening how quickly you have allowed our society to poison you.
Yes.
Usually it takes a century or so before you see the machinations for what they are.
I believe they already had them before. They weren't so different. And she looks and just smiles at him.
You say it takes centuries to do it. How long do you think we've been doing what we've been doing?
No, you said that you've been here for some time.
Tremere ate Salute in 1133. Almost 200 years ago.
Yes.
More than enough time for us to learn your society. And we had already been around a while longer before that, hadn't we?
Yes, about 300 years, you said?
I have been alive longer than that, but yes.
Yeah. I have been in this state longer than that.
My true transformation to one of the Cainites was in 1100, just after 1100. The exact year is foggy at this point.
That happens.
Because what does it matter?
My most favorite part of all this is that even when your elixir started to fail and you could feel the cold embrace of inevitability coming towards you, you never once thought about becoming a ghoul.
Nothing is inevitable. A ghoul? You mean a servant? A slave? I see. The ones you have here with you, they are slaves.
Some are, yes. They serve a single purpose. Some are not.
We wouldn't be that. That is not our way. We won't bow a knee.
Leashed to your sire.
I have always...
You are just a vampire who has been bound.
I have always been bound to the head of our order.
Yes.
All of the orders, all of the houses are bound to those who form the house. That is the way of all of us.
So what difference would it have made?
Now I have immortality and freedom.
So do my ghouls, as long as they survive it.
I see that they do not appear to have thoughts of their own, or at least know.
My gods don't. They don't need them.
You know what that would do to the spark of magic?
I don't do that to every ghoul. I have multiple.
You see? No, this way was much better. And it wasn't just the elixirs. The magic is failing. The artifacts are harder to make. Major rituals are more difficult. Those who really, not hedge magic like Jailer 4 here would have followed. Real magic. Magic of substance. It has gotten more difficult. It has gotten harder to control. It has gotten harder to harness. It is going away. Don't just ask me. You say you've met hermetics before. Ask them.
Yes,
Ask them what they have
unfortunately,
noticed.
I can't. He went off hunting you all and hasn't been back.
Oh, then we probably killed him because his magic was failing. I will say 400 years ago, we wouldn't have stood a chance against the magics that could be unleashed on the battlefield. Now,
Did you
we are
ever
winning.
think perhaps that the more you tapped into it, the less there would be to use? Your greed might have put you on this road to begin with.
Perhaps. But we found a way out, didn't we?
You keep holding on to that.
Yes.
I hope that it serves you in the cold nights ahead.
It does.
It has served us so far.
It's what he needs. And with that, Olga gets up. And she just shakes her head and goes to...
And you, Jailer, too. You'll understand when you meet Tremere. Lord Tremere, when you bow before him. Not by choice. Those in his presence bow at a thought from him. Reality itself bows at a thought from him. Take every nightmare you've ever built up about the progenitor of your line, and I guarantee you it won't even sum up half of what he is capable of now.
I don't need to think back to my progenitor, my friend. My sire is bad enough.
You'll see.
I will.
Were I able to divine the threads of the future, like some others I know do, it would be interesting to see what it sees for you. But that is not my way. I have always been somewhat of a destructive influence on things.
Oh, I believe it. You didn't have to say that out loud, my friend.
There are some of us who are destined to rule. There are some of us who are destined to follow. There's some who build. And there must always be wolves amongst the sheep. And someone to stand as soldiers among them all. I am what I always have been. A war magus.
Is that someone that would teach this blood magic to others?
And what could you give me that would possibly convince me to teach you a damn thing I know?
Oh, no, my friend, this is not a question for me. I do not think I can be trusted with your abilities, to be honest. I, too, am destructive.
I tell you, take me from these lands. Free me. Lead me back to France. Perhaps I will teach you what I know.
Such a simple exchange of gifts.
Is it not? But I think you understand the futility as well as I do, don't you?
We will have to see.
Well, I've given my word. I will stay here tonight. You don't have to sit and chat with me. I need time alone in my thoughts anyway. I need to think about what's to come. If I am to survive to honor my bet.
I want you to know that she will hold you to your terms if she wins.
And I will hold her to mine if I win. I think we both have the full intentions of holding ourselves to those oaths we have sworn on this.
When you first started talking, I did not think that you had a shred of decency amongst you. And now you speak of holding to your oath like a gentleman. Truly, you are a very surprising fellow.
Why would I not hold to my oath? Aren't oaths what bind Cainites together? Maybe not sworn and forced with a bond, but as it is called, isn't the life of a Cainite built on favor, trading for favor?
You're correct, my friend. That is the life of a Cainite. You do not trace your lineage to Cain. You do not adhere to the same rules.
I trace my lineage as far as it needs to go.
Correct.
I have the
To
same
Tremere.
blood in me as you. And
That is to
Tremere
be debated.
took Salut, seized him, and drank his power down. He paid the price for it. But as your other friend said, isn't there always a price for power?
There is.
I will hold my word. And if she doesn't hold hers, well, I will burn that bridge when I come to it, will I not?
If she loses, I think that you would be surprised to see that she will hold up her end of the endeavor. I just hope that you are alive to cash it in. That seems to be the big part of this whole bet.
In truth, that is the key to the soul, isn't it? I can't say whether I will be or not. But
Well,
not
depends on
knowing
how
means you
strong your
make plans
grip
as if,
is.
well, if you don't know, don't you make plans accepting that you would be?
But you said that you have to hold on to the power you take. And so everything boils down to the strength of your grip, my friend.
One does not stand against Tremere. You will understand. Trust me, if you see him, you will know. You do not stand against that power, that strength. I do not know what the eldest of your line is like, but I know what Tremere can do now that he's had the eldest, the one they called Salute. I know what he can do. You do not stand in the path. You know what they say? Better to serve at the right hand of the devil than be in his path.
How did you know my sire's name? You are very tricksy.
You understand then.
Wholeheartedly, my friend.
And though I am bound, has been mentioned multiple times this night, eternity is a long time. A lot of things can happen in time. And while I may be bound now, who's to say it will always be so, right?
You are correct.
As long as I live, I have the opportunity.
Yes. Why enforce the chain when you can just break it? Already your adherences to your own rules are starting to unravel, my friend. You are going to make it a long time in our society, let me tell you.
The only thing I have is my word. And though I have become bound to Tremere, my word was never that I would not try to break it.
You are much closer to becoming an actual Cainite than you think, my friend.
Oh, I think we have learned quite well. I will admit the Zemitzi taught us a lot, especially the one I tortured before bringing him back to become
Imagine what some of the other clans might have taught you.
Given time, I think the other clans will recognize our place in society. I don't think they'll have a choice. The power we wield will be too useful.
The power Tremere wields is what you mean to say.
I as well.
I don't see myself bowing before you.
Were you to lay hands on me, the lightning would burn you.
There are limitations to
Were I
your
to
bowing.
think a thought, the fire would come for you now, even over there. As I said, I've chosen to come with you right now. I will make no attempt to escape till we enter Tremere lands. I said this, and I hold my word to this.
Good. I will leave you with your thoughts, but I will stay here to see how you think.
Very well. And he goes back to what he was doing, which is breaking off pieces of stick and throwing them in the fire to sizzle. Because, you know, it's wet sticks.
And I'll sit across from him, my hand on my crossguard, and just kind of staring at him.
Just staring him down all night. What is the rest of the group doing? We know what Augustine's doing.
Oh, I'm not saying shit as long as he's in camp. Okay? I'm not going to say shit as long as he's in camp.
You can have a private conversation with writing on paper.
Yeah.
You want to have a paper conversation, I will let you all discuss it right now before we end the episode, but I'm giving a chance if anyone wants to have a little private, information back and forth. Feel free.
Natcher actually has a few pieces of paper that he is scrawling on. It's just the same sentence over and over in English, which is, I will make Clan Nosferatu brilliant to spite you.
Do you show that to the rest of the group?
Yes, not to him, though.
But I can't read English, so...
No, he'll also write it in one of the languages we all know, just
Latin.
once.
You all speak Latin.
Yeah, we all...
And
so
you
it's
all
a bunch
speak,
of English.
Vlach now, too.
Yeah, Vlach.
And we all still have our lingua franca,
The
right?
lingua
so
franca.
we've got a bit of whatever the local kick would be too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he writes that. It's a bunch of English sentences, one random Latin one, back to English.
Gwen will actually go to Snatcher and give him a book that is in English, but also in Arabic. It's a translation. It's a primer. This is what you're going to need to learn.
And he will, using the same paper that he was just writing on, write one more thing out to you. You should be more careful about associating with Assamites as a Toreador.
She'll kneel down in English and go, I didn't know he was going to be there. I didn't know. We didn't know either of us were going to be there. And that is his normal greeting. I couldn't stop him.
I believe you. Truly.
Trust me, I didn't know he was going to be there. And that shocked the shit out of me. And to shock the shit out of me, it's got to be a damn good surprise. He did at least give me a moment to give him the missives to take back home. So they're aware of what happened for your people. I will do what I can to see if we can reverse or lay to rest, at least. So the least we can do.
One step at a time. For now, let's just get this trip over with.
Oh, you have no idea how badly I want to get this trip done now. If Kane had granted me wings, I would have flown the fucker and dropped him right down in wherever he was supposed to go.
Would have preferred him staked.
Oh, 100,000% on that one. You have no idea just how bad I want to kill him right now. Of course, I can't.
I miss the days of running people over with horses. ...
Fuck. Being his big talk and all of that, and apparently his lack of having a cock, I'm sure it's drilled up his ass or somewhere at this moment, with raging hard on over just how big his ego is.
He said my clan would never seize power. Clearly he's never watched an infection in a wound.
Oh, he doesn't know, your brood mate. Tell me that isn't power in the making.
It's because of the way Zelios looks that I know the gargoyle are my clan.
I know. And what they've been doing is an abomination, and I'd like to help to try and stop it. So if any of our sorcerers can figure out what the fuck they've done and how they did it, we'll at least try and put them to rest the best way we can. Or at least try to prevent it from next time.
I would even settle for breaking the bonds on them.
Agreed. Though I did hear the fucker go on about that we made a deal. I didn't seal it. So therefore it's only a talk and negotiation until I seal it.
I heard you agree to nothing.
Aye. Fucker doesn't even understand how to make a wage and bet.
And then Snatcher will write the only bit of Irish he knows. Erin Gabre.
She'll actually say, you want to pronounce it Prog Magaki Home. Means kiss my ass.
After the Arabic.
Aye, no worries. All right, you can start not reading, and if you have any problems, let me know.
And I guess for the rest of the night, Snatcher will just start reading and learning Arabic.
And as Gortrix is not talking, and a lot of you are paranoid about anything you're going to say out loud in this group, be writing shit down a lot here. I think right here, we're going to end Season 3, Episode 4, everybody. They have finally picked up Gortrix and are on the road to Sorus.
Can somebody please stake Olga?
No, because then your guards have to carry you. They're already tired enough.
Can we kill him already?
Can I go into voluntary torpor again?
Not unless we can go check.
You can't just avoid this one by passing out. Sorry.
Just give him the silent treatment the rest of the way. Every time he starts talking, go, we don't care. Stop. Go about your business.
Okay.
Yeah. You told us your story. Thank you. Goodbye.
Hey, I got what I wanted. I learned that my embrace was better than his because mine didn't hurt.
And this week I will give everybody 4 XP. Revenus Archon, you were out last week. You get the XP from last week.
Ooh.
Wasn't it 4 XP last week?
3.
3.
You get 3 from last week. So,
ooh, so generous.
I know normally when you miss a session, you only get 1, but yeah. I know for a fact you would not have missed a session last week if you could have made it. So
I appreciate it.
You know, it was not my choice. So there you go. So y'all all get 4 tonight.
Ooh.
And at least you did the smart thing and not try to kill him.
Of course not.
No point.
Because
We are not idiot fucking Kendra.
Yeah. 7th gen's going up against a 4th gen.
I bet he's delicious.
I bet he is.
It's the. Let's be fair. It's the equivalent of 12th gens going up against 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't end
The
well.
math is off, but
It doesn't end well no matter how you look at it.
It's fine, but I bet he's delicious.
Yeah.
just wait. In 1,000 years, we'll be the elders. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It goes good with ketchup, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want that hot dog. Yuck.
No, gags are not a modern invention, Cali Salvo, but we can use a horse bit.
Ooh. Yeah, we can.
I was making a joke. I want to make a ball gag.
Make sure it's the sharp bit if you're going to use it.
Yeah.
Not the round bit. You got to do the
sharp one.
the square bit.
We could use a horse bit.
Just to make sure. Yeah, just to make sure.
I just want to gag him, make him beg.
Yeah.
Also, I was going to make
Augustine daddy. It's fine.
I was going to make a joke about him cutting off his dick, but no, he actually fucking did it.
He did. That was part of the ritual.
Yeah.
Like, it totally tracks. It's just, Snatcher was just going to say it to be an asshole, but...
And I know not everybody in the viewers is familiar with vampire lore. Gortrix is a central figure to quite a bit of vampire lore, actually.
Yes, he is.
Not just the creation of the gargoyles and the creation of clan technically he is the one who created Clan Tremere, not Tremere himself.
Right.
But he's influential
Even into
100 years into modern nights even.
He's one of the founders of the Sabbat.
He's more than that if you read the V5 lore now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Because the things may be different in this world. So please join us on our Discord. We cast this show from the Discord. We cast all of our shows from the Discord. Right now we have no open casting calls. And I'm sure Ravnos Archon, when he feels up to it, is going to get back and tell us who's in the Mage cast. He's still got decisions to make. But I've got to start printing up some Dune armor. Don't worry, Ravnos Archon. It's going to take me a while to print the full upper body suit that I want to make. So you got a lot of time before I get that done printing. That's going to be a lot of work to print up, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you do it.
I got to do it. So join us on the Discord, everybody. We got a cool community. You want to see our back episodes? Go to our YouTube channel. You can see the back episodes of this, Kansas City, Windy City, Demon, Mage, Changeling, Werewolf, Dear God, all the World of Darkness just about, except for Mummy, I think is the only one we haven't covered of the World of Darkness. But they're all on there. But don't worry, we'll get to that one too. Though I think we're doing Mummy the Curse, which means we're doing Chronicles version of Mummy when I get to it. You know, that's just the way that is. You want to catch D&D or Call of Cthulhu, check out Ishvel's channel. That is where you can see those. If you want to check out some amazing content creators, some of which we will talk about here shortly, which I'll give them a chance to introduce themselves, but like the RPG table down that way. There we go, down there. And then Ravnos Archon over here. We'll let y'all talk about yours here in a minute. Get your studio merch. We've got merch. Eventually, we're going to add more merch. I'm sure War Crime Wednesday might end up being a t-shirt at some point because that's a generally easy one to make.
At this rate, Idiot Men seems to be taking up steam too.
Yeah.
Because there's so many idiot men.
You know.
Hey, at least the two of us are your idiot men.
What y'all fail to realize is some of what Gortrix does is not of his own choice.
Of course not. Of course not.
He was
still call him stupid
That's
for
why
it,
Olga
though.
kept driving home, yet you are yoked to your sire.
He was manipulated through history like many of Kindred are. So
yeah, just because they're artificial, they're sticking to the pattern pretty well.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
And of course, you want to give something to the players, bits and donations that go to the players, not to the studio. If you want to give to the studio, of course, you can subscribe here on Twitch, or you can give her coffee. Or if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, comment on the video, hit the subscribe, hit the notification icon, all that good shit. So now I'll let my wife give the schedule.
Give me just a minute. I'm trying to pull up stuff.
Okay. I'm not sure. Let's see. You're any. Are they playing this weekend? Are you playing?
Is any with us tonight?
He's in chat. I just don't see him chatting. I don't know.
That's why I'm checking on stuff. Hang on.
He might have dozed off because, he works all day.
Okay, let me go.
Also, our streams go late even for the people that are in the same time zones.
Hey, 10:30 is not bad. Could be later.
All right, so looking at...
There he is.
Yes, we're playing. Okay.
See, he's there. Yeah. He just didn't have a lot to comment because Gortrix.
Yep. Okay, I see it. Okay, so all right. Thank you so much for joining us this week for this installment of Vampire the Masquerade Dark Ages. And on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have the next installment of Season 2 of Kansas City, A Domain Divided, a Vampire the Masquerade V5 chronicle set in modern nights. And we just found out last session that the Tzimisce Antediluvian is sleeping under the fucking city. Yay. Yay.
That's what I call safe.
Yeah. And it
safe?
Literally showed itself in Kat's day sleep, in her dreams, and looked right at her before going back to sleep.
So now you know how your ancestors feel right now.
Is it really safer? Because, the elders generally wake up and eat their descendants.
Everybody. Okay.
Yeah,
Ravnos proved it. Yeah. It took an orbital friendship cannon to take him down.
Exactly. So join us before Kat goes and runs off to live in a cave somewhere. But and then on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, join us again for London Esoteric Society, a Call of Cthulhu 7E stream set in Victorian era London-ish region with our amazing European GM, Dr. Tiss, and her team of investigators doing all the sus as shit. I hear that they're going to work on creating more cheese murders and burying bodies in the garden. So
Cheese murders. Okay. That's okay.
You know, I've heard that Brie and Cambor may actually go extinct because the bacteria that's used to make the white crust around it or whatever is basically been genetically fucking cloned so many times that it can't reproduce at all.
Yeah, you know.
So cheese murders, yes, that's thematically appropriate for modern day.
Cheese murders. Wow.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's Saturday, and then of course we'll be back here on Wednesday with the next installment of Vampire the Masquerade: Dark Ages, and this unbearable fucking road trip with goddamn Gortrix.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Daywalker, I watched that series on Hulu. That's pretty good. Only Murders in the Building. I watched that series. That was actually pretty good. Don't worry. Next episode, you'll meet Tremere.
No.
I don't know if Urini's wanting to play him. I said Urini about Tremere. It's a bit part because Tremere.
Because Tremere.
Tremere. Yeah, that's a big thing, even for just one appearance.
Yeah, it's a bit part.
Glad I've already embraced.
Yeah, because you know.
Because if I don't survive this, at least I have Sherazina to rule in my stead.
I've left my mark. What my descendants do with that is their choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you got that old woman that you've embraced.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing she'll embrace someone eventually.
Yeah.
Mima, she'll embrace somebody.
Yes,
Yeah.
but Snatcher,
will.
if you die, what will Mahala do without you?
Find another sexy piece of Nosferatu ass? I don't know. I can't be the only hot one out there. There's bound to be others.
Okay, on that one, Junie, what do you got going on? Because I'm not going to go with his dragon-looking, scaly-ass Nosferatu. I'm going to go straight to Junie. Junie?
Just remember, he's got the sharp dick. Will's the flowery one. You're welcome. What am I doing? I'm still drawing people because that's what I do. I wasn't able to do this week due to storms. However, we're going for next week because why the fuck not? For RPG Table, we're doing our finale this Saturday. Some former Primogen that is a Malkavian might be dead or will be dying.
I hope
I'm
Son's
not sure.
dead.
Tell me y'all killed Son.
Please.
No. It's our season finale.
No.
Please kill Son.
We're also having.
Please
We're
kill
also
Son.
having. We're having the cast from DC by Night first season come in to help us.
Excellent.
Even if Son,
So, yeah.
even putting aside the fact that, Son is a monster in game, he's such a trope Malkavian. Please kill him.
Oh, absolutely. That's the goal. I just can't say if they do or not because we haven't done it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, there's far better Malkavians out there than him.
You're not wrong. But Saturday we're doing that. So if you want to stop on by, please. DC by Night on roll call for Sunday. And when Will is all feeling good and whatnot, I will be on 7th Sea with him.
Speaking of Ravenous Archon, Will, as we all know him affectionately on the Discord, because Chew will love it. What do you got going on? I know you haven't been streaming this week, but do you know when you're going to be back?
I don't know when I'm going to be back, but hello, everybody. I have my own Twitch channel here where I run Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf of the Wild West, Legend of the Five Rings, 7th Sea, like Junie said, and Old Gods of Appalachia. I will strive to be back by the end of the month. It's just things have been rough, and so I needed a break. But I made it work so I could be here because you guys had way too much fun without me.
Yes, we did.
And
It was the
introducing
Bananas,
yourselves,
wasn't it?
introducing yourselves to a Ravnos without me is
That's just
a
unfair,
war crime.
right?
It's a fucking war crime, is what that is.
That's a war crime
I was
Wednesday.
And it happened on Wednesday, yeah.
I'm not missing that again.
We are glad that you're back, seriously.
We are serious.
And, take the rest. We understand, but we are so glad to have you back at the table this week because, looking at what happened in the first half, we're glad to have you back
Bananas.
because the shit started real quick. And as always, everybody, please take your... Oh, wait a minute. Maddox, where can they find you?
Well, I am a part of this weird little streaming community called McStabber Studios, where I run Changeling the Dreaming 20th Anniversary Edition, Stained Glass. I have majority of my cast here with me, actually.
And we are expecting to come back in June for season 2 of that.
With one addition.
With one addition. We're planning to bring Evie Eternal into the cast.
Oh my God, that is going to be just a, ooh, man.
I'm fucking here for it.
What have you done, Snatcher?
Oh my God.
What do you mean? It's in my name.
Yes.
I snatched her up.
You played
My
with her in
cast.
Demon. You knew what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I watched her in Wraith. I know exactly what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Why do you think I chose her?
Call me.
Call me.
Oh
She's
my
jumping
God.
out the window.
Yeah, so we are expecting to come back in June for the second season because there are some plans for Mage to run after this ends. And once Mage is over, then it's going to be back to Changelings.
Unless
We're gonna
Mage gets
alternate.
bumped, in
Yeah,
which
unless
case
Mage
we'll
gets
work
bumped,
around it.
We'll work it around. Yep.
Yep, we'll see what gets running in between.
Yeah,
We'll figure
so you
something
need
out.
to be joining us on our Discord so you can be kept up to date on schedule stuff because we post stuff there before we ever announce it here on stream.
Yep. And I'm at some point I'm going to be running Broken Tales. I don't know when yet, but I've got to run
First, you
Broken
gotta
Tales.
get a break.
Yeah, I know. I know. I've been running tech or streaming every Wednesday and Friday for
Months.
months and months now.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we'll figure all that out. So
We appreciate your sacrifice and want you to stop.
Yes, we want you to take care of yourself.
hey, I'd be doing much better right now if I could get my fucking ADHD meds, but that's a whole nother discussion. Don't get me started. So as always, everybody, when we end the stream, mental health, it's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. Please take your mental health seriously and take the mental health of others seriously. It's very important for you to reach out to those around you, check in on, make sure they're okay. I check in on people quite a bit. I'm not going to name names, but I do check on people around here in our community just to make sure they're okay because some people aren't. Some people need to check in, and a lot of times they're okay, but they appreciate the check in, which is good enough. Hey, we'll take that too. So please check in on those around you. And if you suffer from mental health issues, first of all, I want to tell you it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with admitting you need help once in a while because guess what? We all need help once in a while. That's the fact of life. So if you're suffering from mental health issues and you don't feel that you have anyone in your own support network to reach out to, look in chat right now. There's a list of numbers. You can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there'll be a professional on the other end of the line to help you out because mental health is health. And I say this at the end of every stream that I'm in. So it tells you how much I take it seriously. It's about, I forget a lot of shit, but I don't forget saying this part. So, and if you're not in the U.S., please go to findahelpline.com. You can put in your country of origin and find out the support line for your country because that's important. So please take care of that. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife so she can give her last portions of her outro as we end this episode.
All right, everybody, as most of you are aware, because you are repeat viewers of our chronicles here, I am a registered nurse, and I'm going to tell you to not only take care of your mental health, which is incredibly fucking important, for real, and if you need help, get that help, whether it's crisis support through the lines that we share, or if it's just getting some therapy, using your employee assistance program at work to get some therapy, whatever it is, get the fucking help you need, for real. You are not an island unto yourself. And also, please make sure you get vaccinated, okay? I want you to get your COVID booster. I want you to get your fucking flu shot. Hell, get your fucking tetanus shot if you don't remember the last time you had one, okay? For real. Get your
I
fucking
remember.
shot. Yeah, you remember, and it was over 10 years ago. You're supposed to have a tetanus booster every 10 years.
It was 99.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know exactly when I
Every
got
10
it.
years, because, you know, tetanus is a bitch. But,
Yeah, just a little lockjaw. We'll
just
be
a
okay.
little lockjaw, man, just a little bit. But yeah.
Polio too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So seriously, get that done. And also, y'all know I'm political as fuck. Okay. I'm political as fuck. Please make sure you're registered to vote. This past Tuesday was Super Tuesday. A lot of states had their primaries. And yeah, but there's still more states having primaries all the way through to like June or July. States are having primaries. So make sure you are registered to vote in your state and that you participate in the primary process because that process helps make sure that the folks you want are on your ballots. Also, if you are already registered, make sure you double check your registration to make sure it is correct and that it hasn't been purged because that can happen. So please make sure you check. Said with love, y'all.
And I do thank everyone for coming. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. It was funny in the beginning half.
Oh, it was fucking hilarious. Gortrix is fucking hilarious. The hubris on that man.
Oh, He was one of the 7 most powerful mages in House Tremere.
I can
Of
tell.
course, he has hubris.
The fucking hubris of that.
Tremere was one of the bases that started the Hermetic Order itself. Of course, there's hubris. I know, Will, you play a great Hermetic mage, but I'm just saying there's a lot of hubris in the Hermetic mages.
Can we kill him now?
No. Good luck. Good night, everybody. See you next week.